What could Arrax have done to survive Vhagar? Was it even possible? Firstly, let's begin with talking a bit about the dragons, starting with the smaller one, then Vhagar, and lastly we will talk about how he could have evaded and survived the gigantic beast, even though he didn't. So let's get to it, guys. According to the books, at the outbreak of the dance, Arrax was mature enough to be ridden but still young and growing. He was 5 times smaller than Vhagar as described in the Dance of the Dragons. His color and exact size was up to speculation. But in the series, we can see that the young dragon Arrax was a pale white in color and around the size of a large horse with a very long tail. This puts him at around 45 to 50 feet long, or 13 to 15 meters. Even though he doesn't seem to be that big, his tail, mind you, is super thin and long. His head was only around 2 feet long. But even at that size, Arrax was a tenacious dragon and had a fighting spirit, defying Luke's order and spitting fire right on Vhagar's face. Vhagar, on the other hand, is quite the opposite. She is a very old dragon and was the biggest dragon in the world at that time, close to the size of Velaryon at his time of death. Vhagar was pale greenish yellow in color and has a length of over 240 to 250 feet long. She is fast for her size and has a wingspan that would be over 400 feet wide. She has been ridden by several riders before Aemond and was said to be a survivor of many battles. She has quite a temper and when provoked, she would do anything to kill the other dragons or people, as evident in the episode where she disobeyed Aemond and killed Arrax and Lucerys. So now let's talk a little bit on that battle and what other things Luke and Arrax should have done to avoid the dragon and survive the encounter. So the rivalry between Aemond and Lucerys has been one of the subplots in the second half of the season, beginning with Luke severing Aemond's eye. The conclusion comes when they both meet at Storm's End, both vying for the favor of Boros Baratheon. When Luke arrived, he saw the silhouette of the giant dragon outside the walls of Storm's End, like a scene from Godzilla. After an altercation inside the halls, they both took flight on their own dragons and flew away, Vhagar pursuing the smaller dragon, then losing track of Arrax when the dragon flies into a canyon that is too narrow for her to pursue. Against Luke's orders, Arrax blasts Vhagar with dragon flame. Enraged, disregarding Aemond as he desperately tries to reclaim control of her, Vhagar snatches Arrax in her jaws in the sky above the storm, easily tearing the younger dragon apart. So here are 5 ways that Luke and Arrax would have done in order to survive the encounter. First, they should have scouted the area firstly and then turned back once seeing Vhagar in the vicinity. The giant dragon wouldn't be that hard to spot even in the rain. Of course, Luke had a message to deliver, but it could have been done at a later time, knowing that if Vhagar was there, then Aemond, who hated him, would also have been in the castle. But the young prince, with no experience, ignored logic and landed anyway, not even fleeing when seeing Vhagar's silhouette outside the castle walls. The second tactic was to fly low and in a zigzag pattern when pursued by the giant dragon. Of course, in calm weather, the smaller and nimbler dragon would have outflown Vhagar or outmaneuvered her, as it would be swifter and more agile. But the heavy winds and rain hindered the ability of the smaller creature, while Vhagar, being way bigger, was not at all affected by the storm due to her sheer size. So the only way to outmaneuver the bigger she-dragon was to fly low near the waves, as it would have prevented Aemond and Vhagar from pouncing on them from above, cause in doing so, and possibly missing, it would have put them out of commission and it would be hard for Vhagar to take flight again from the ocean. Thirdly, was to stay in the ravine till the storm ends. Of course, this is easier said than done, but Arrax actually did manage to disappear from sight after going into the ditch. Staying there out of sight or flying the opposite direction would have saved both their asses. Then next, the fourth tactic was not to attack Vhagar in the storm. In the end, we come to know that Aemond wasn't actually trying to kill Luke but was only intimidating him or trying to strike fear and terror into his nephew. But with Arrax enraged at the bigger dragon and spewing hot dragon flame into Vhagar's face, this led to Aemond losing control of Vhagar and in the end killing the other two with a single bite. Vhagar, the bigger dragon, would have been the alpha here, and she would not have tolerated any disrespect to her status. Targaryens losing control of their dragons is quite a common thing in this universe. as we can see from Dany, Daenerys Targaryen, losing control of Drogon in the beginning as he was still growing. As you know, dragons are dragons, they would do whatever they want to. The last technique that should have saved both their hides was not to climb up and cruise the skies like a frickin' glider. This was the mistake that both of them did, as it allowed Vhagar to spot them from inside a storm, stalk them and suddenly emerge from the thick clouds to kill them both. In fact, they were both safer in the clouds, as the heavy rains as well as the thick moisture-laden clouds would have dampened Vhagar's vision, and they could have easily lost Aemond and the beast in the storm, either flying in another direction or hugging the terrain or the waves. But that wasn't meant to be. So I hope you have enjoyed watching this video. Do hit the like button for support and subscribe. But most of all, smash that bell icon for regular updates on new videos right here on this channel. Till the next one, take care fam.